Welcome to State of Tech. My name's Jared, and today is Friday, so let's talk about some news. So the first thing is that the Note 7 is officially dead. And so I guess, it's been a news item for the last several weeks, and I keep saying, man, sorry about all the Note 7 stuff, but probably we won't have to talk about it anymore because the Note 7 is officially dead. There have been additional problems, as I talked about last week with the Note 7. All the carriers started accepting returns, and then Samsung came out and said, we're just going to recall the entire device altogether, cancel it. They're going to move on. They're going to stop messing and wasting energy with the Note 7 and focus on the S8 next year, and then hopefully a Note 8 as well. And just get past this problem because it's a bummer. Whatever happened, and it definitely has hurt them as a company, but it happened. So it's time to move on and time to start paying attention to other things. But what they did do is offer $100 to anybody who trades in their Note 7 for like a Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge. So they're offering $100. You're definitely gonna have to go and read up on that information yourself. But they're definitely trying to keep people on their products, which is fine. The S7 and S7 Edge are great phones. If you're missing the Note 7, if you know that you're going to miss the Note 7, give an S7 or an S7 Edge a try. An S7 Edge is about the same size of a device. I did like the Note 7 better, but the S7 Edge is still a great phone. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It has the same camera, same internals pretty much. So why not just do that and get $100 off? Amazon Music announced Amazon Unlimited. So Amazon has now moved into the streaming realm like most of the others. With Amazon Music, you had like Prime Music if you're a Prime user or Prime member, and you could stream music, but it wasn't as good as all of the other streaming, Spotify, Google Play Music, Apple Music. There just wasn't as much available there because it was just kind of an add-on. It was something that they were giving those of us that had Prime. So now they have Unlimited, which is equivalent to what we're used to with Google Play Music and Apple Music and all the others. And if you're a Prime member, you're going to get it for $7.99 as opposed to $9.99, which is the regular price for those that are not Prime members. So if you're an Amazon fan, you like Amazon, maybe you use some of their other devices, it would definitely be worth giving Amazon Music Unlimited a try because Amazon's pretty good. They've got a lot of their foot in the door with a lot. They, sell music. You can download pretty much anything if you buy it. So all the music that typically we would have anywhere else is most likely going to be available on Amazon Music Unlimited. So I'm definitely at least going to give it a try for 30 days, and maybe I'll come back and share my thoughts in a later video. Comcast is starting to cap data for home internet users. So if you have Comcast, a terabyte is what you're able to use now. And that sounds like a lot, and it can be a lot. But if you stream a lot of media, you watch a lot of Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff, maybe you have an Apple TV at home like I do, you probably stream a lot of content. And so because of that, you use a lot of data. I mean, a movie is going to be somewhere between 2 and 3, maybe even more gigabytes. And so if over the course of a month with your TV and your computers and your tablets and your phones and whatever else is connected to your home internet, you could potentially go over that allotment that they have given you. Now, it might not be for everybody. It depends on the plan that you have. I know that if you go log into your account, for me it's logging into the Xfinity website, I can see a data meter and it'll show me my usage on a graph or a bar graph over the course of a month. And then from what it looks like, it resets on the first of every month, but that may be different for you. So what you're gonna wanna do is go log in and definitely take a look, because if you go over that, there may be fees. And you should have gotten notified. Of course, Comcast didn't just blindly do this. They should have notified you. But if you didn't know or you weren't paying attention, definitely look into that. And if you are a heavy data user, look into either buying more data or a plan that includes unlimited. For business customers, such as where I'm sitting right now, I have Comcast, but that's a whole different program. I don't seem to have a data cap here yet. it seems to be different, but of course I pay almost 3 times the amount for internet in my office than I do at home, and I actually have faster internet at home, which is kind of sad, but whatever, it just is what it is. So with Comcast, new 1 terabyte limits on a month, which is a lot, but depending on your usage, could go over. So make sure to definitely check out your data usage and be aware of that. Just like you are on a cell phone on your data plan, now you're going to have to be aware of that at home as well. There's yet another Flash vulnerability that is affecting Macs and PCs and pretty much any computer that you would potentially download Flash on. Now, Flash is going away, and most of the browser companies and computer companies are trying to push it away. Flash was a platform for loading media and web browsers and stuff like that, and the internet has been moving away from it like at full speed over the last few years because Adobe just hasn't been able to keep on top of keeping it secure and safe. So if you have Flash on your computer, please make sure that it's updated and or just remove it altogether because Flash really isn't needed so much anymore. Most websites have moved away from Flash and don't have much Flash on them, or they have an alternative to something loading in Flash. So you could pretty much get rid of Flash off your computer altogether. If you're not sure how to do that, you can go to the Adobe website where you would download Flash. You can download an uninstaller as well, and you can get that off of your computer altogether. Or if you need it for some odd reason, just please make sure that it's up to date because the vulnerabilities are pretty serious. Attackers can get into your computer and really wreak havoc, and you definitely don't want that. So this is kind of more of a PSA. Make sure that that's up to date. And Flash vulnerabilities, this isn't anything new. They've been happening like crazy for quite some time. Adobe has continued to try and patch them, but it's just gone too far. It's time just to get rid of Flash altogether. Most browsers these days, when you download them, don't even come with it, don't even ask you to install it. They just try to keep you away from it as much as possible because it is such a problem. So if you have Flash on your computer, or if you have an outdated version of Flash on your computer, please make sure to update it or get rid of it altogether. You might notice what I'm holding in my hand is a Windows phone. I have went Windows Phone for this week at least. It's a challenge that I want to put on myself because I had a Windows Phone years ago and I actually still have it. It has an old version of Windows Phone 8 on it. It just wasn't a very usable device for me. But I wanted to give Windows Phone a chance because I've been giving Windows a chance with a PC and I've pretty much liked my experience so far. So I wanted to give Windows Phone a try, and so I picked up a Lumia 950 XL, which is what I'm holding in my hand, and I have my other phones here, my iPhone and my Huawei Honor 8, which is my Android phone, and these phones are gonna take a back seat while I give Windows Phone a try. I wanna see if I could exist on this platform, and I use a lot of apps. Like on these phones are many apps that I use all the time. But to be honest, a lot of those things can be done in a web browser, and I don't necessarily have to have an app for all of them. I've been pretty happy with my experience on Windows Phone. Now, I haven't had to do any heavy lifting or anything like that, so we'll see. If you want to check in with me, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, @StateOfTech, and then also on Facebook. If you do a search for State of Tech, you'll find us. I'm going to try and post some updates periodically, including photos and just different stuff that I've done with the Windows Phone, just so that you can kind of maybe live vicariously through my experience if you aren't wanting to really make the jump yourself, but you want to know what it's like to be on a Windows Phone. Like I said, I've kind of liked my experience so far. I love the live tiles. It's taking a little bit of getting used to, but it's been fun. I have kind of like that new tech feel, that new tech smell that I'm experiencing right now, and I haven't had that feeling in a while, so it's kind of fun to play with something new. Google has some smartwatches coming. This is kind of rumorish still, but the rumors continue to get stronger. Google obviously released their Pixel phones, which are available per pre-order, and we've talked about that in previous week's videos. But it sounds like Google's going to make their own watches, or a watch, and that's probably going to come early next year, and it's going to come with the next version of Android Wear, which I'm excited about because they debuted some of this stuff at Google I/O earlier this summer, and it looked really cool. I mean, a lot of the stuff they showed looked really cool. It's just really been a slow rollout process, and not many manufacturers are making Android Wear devices right now. Everybody kind of took a break from that, I think, because they're waiting to see what's going to happen when the next version of Android Wear is fully rolled out. And I'm one of those people who's kind of anticipating it. I like Android Wear, and I kind of miss having a wearable, and so I'm kind of looking forward to it. So there's the potential that Google is going to come out with their own watch, just as they did their own phones with the Pixels. So we'll see what happens there. It's supposed to happen early next year. There's a new Android phone that's kind of a flagship, the Asus Zenfone 3. There's a new version called the Deluxe and the Deluxe Special Edition, and these phones are powerful looking devices, and I'm kind of enticed because these new Zenfone devices, and prior to this, most of the Asus phones have been kind of mid-range, budget-ish type phones, and I've had one of them before. I had a Zenfone 2. I liked aspects of it, but it just wasn't really there for me. Now, Asus is one of those manufacturers that kind of puts a heavy UI on their phone, so it's a little heavy over the top compared to some of the other phone manufacturers these days. But the phone looks good and the specs are top notch, and I'm kind of excited about that. I'm really ready for a smartphone that has 6 gigs of RAM, especially with Android. The way I use the phone, I just feel that I really need that 6 gigs of RAM. 256 gigs of storage is a lot, but the phone's also dual SIM, which is cool because I have a personal line and a line at my office. It would be great just to put those all on one device. So we'll see. I mean, I may end up picking one of those up. I think I'm going to wait and see what Pixel life is like first before I decide to go down the Asus road. But for those of you who are looking for a phone now, something with really good specs, and you want Android, definitely check out the Asus phone. I put some links in the description below. Google Photos just got an AI boost. And what I mean by that is that there's some really cool things that Google Photos is doing now. I mean, Google Photos has always been kind of the leader in photo backup and stuff. I mean, there's your iCloud photo library, there's Amazon photo backup, there's OneDrive photo backup for Windows and all that stuff. But what Google has done that's different is the way that it brings together albums and information in the Assistant and kind of shows you that stuff. I got the coolest collage image the other day. It was a collage image of me and my 2-year-old daughter. And these are photos from when my daughter was 8 months old all the way to 2.5 years old that were included in this collage. And it got it right. These are all photos of my daughter and I. And I have other young kids that are, young, not as young as her, but pretty young. So the fact that it didn't confuse those faces, I mean, it was pretty amazing. I'm showing you that image now because it just blew me away that Google AI was able to recognize my daughter's face and put a collage together with multiple images and then display that. So it's definitely pretty cool. They're calling that memories, and so it's putting these collage memories together. And so if you're not using Google Photos, I highly recommend it. If you're on Android or you're on iPhone, download it. It's free. And then they also give you unlimited photo backup. Now, it's not full resolution on these devices, but it gives you really high quality image full backup. So you can back up your entire photo library to Google for free. And then you're going to get all of the fun stuff that Google puts together, like these memory photos. They'll send you a notification saying, here's, photos from 2 years ago, check them out. And it's just a fun walk down, memory lane. And Google Photos is just making this even better. Google Photos is also using AI to auto-rotate images. So if you have images that were in there that are, rotated incorrectly, it'll auto-rotate them. It's just getting smarter and smarter, and I continue to enjoy using Google Photos even more and more. I'm super bummed that there is no official Google Photos app for the Windows Phone. So all the photos that I'm going to be taking over this next week will be stored in OneDrive. So that's going to do it for this week. It was a very heavy Android week for sure. Not a whole lot to report with the iPhone. They're still in beta as far as the portrait mode that's coming for the iPhone 7 Plus, but there's been a lot of people using it and putting out content. So if you're interested in seeing some of that stuff, go to YouTube and do a search. There's people that have been doing like actual portrait sessions using the phone and trying to like just see how well it actually does work. And it's been pretty cool to watch other people do that. So that's going to do it for this week's news video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here to get notified. We've been putting out videos 5 days a week for a while now, and they've been a lot of fun. And we have a lot more mailbag videos coming soon too, which is, stuff that I found on eBay, tech-related stuff for extremely cheap, and I bring it to show all of you, including giving you the links in case you want to nerd out with me on that stuff. So, hey, thanks for being with us today here on State of Tech. We hope you subscribe to our channel, and we'll hope to see you soon too. Take care.